friends, how are you today? I got woken up by like a tornado warning at like 5:30 this morning. The tornado warning was actually north of here. I got woken up by the winds. We had like 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It was pretty crazy. So I'm tired. I had a topic earlier, and I've completely forgotten what it was. And I know that it was another like pat myself on the back or like fishing for compliments or something, kind of like yesterday's video. That wasn't the intent, by the way. But anyway, so I decided we'll just pick one off the list because I have a list in here of things you guys have asked me. Um, so here we go. I'm going to pick off California Chris once asked about dangerous animals here in West Virginia. So we're going to talk about it. Talk about the dangerous animals. And I'm going to tell you the stupidest answer up front is that the most dangerous animal in West Virginia is the deer. And that's not hyperbolic at all. The deer here cause more personal and property damage than any other animal in the state. More deaths associated with deer because they have no predators. There's no natural predators here other than humans, and hunting has declined in popularity steadily since I don't know, the 70s or something. So the deer population here is out of control, and deer strikes are a very common occurrence, an extremely common occurrence. They cause all kinds of accidents, all kinds of problems, and deaths. There have been deaths from deer, from accidents. But I know that's not the question you're asking. You're talking specifically about like dangerous wild animals that could be harmful to humans, and we have some. Specifically snakes. We do have black bears here, and black bears can be dangerous to humans, but they pretty much stay away. And the ones that have become semi-docile and that you find them in, we'll find videos of people finding them in trash bins and stuff like that. They just kind of run. They're not really there to fight. They're just there to eat. But they can be dangerous if you happen to stumble upon black bears with young. Or, in my case, fishing. I never got attacked by black bears fishing, but the only times I've seen... Is that true? I think it's true. No, I've seen some black bears on the sides of the interstate, but they're very rare. You don't... Unless you live, like, in the middle of the state where there's not a lot of people, you might see black bears regularly there. But here, in the northern part of the state, they're just not here. I mean, I've seen them maybe twice in the wild just wandering around, unless I was fishing. Again, fishing, I have encountered lots of black bears, and I've had black bears follow me because I have a stringer of fish. I used to carry like a throwaway 45 pistol on me. It was like a $150 pistol that was made by a company. It was like mostly plastic. They couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, but in a black bear attack, it would, if not startle the bear and scare them, if they got up close, that's what it was for. But it was also a pistol that I didn't care if it dropped in the water or whatever. It wasn't an expensive thing. So I used to carry a pistol with me when I was black bear fishing. Or black bear fishing? What? When I was fishing. So black bear, large dangerous animal, dangerous-ish. But honestly, like, just leave them alone. They're not aggressive. We also have bobcats here, which I suppose could be dangerous, but let me tell you this. I've spent a lot of time in the woods, whether it be search and rescue, just generally camping, hunting, fishing, rock climbing, hiking. I've spent a lot of time in the woods, and most of these animals I've just never encountered, or like, I'll explain. So bobcats, I guess bobcats could be technically dangerous. They're not. I don't know that I've ever heard of a bobcat attack. I've never seen one in the wild. I've heard them. You can hear them sometimes at night screaming, and they sound like babies. It's wild. But I did have a friend who had his house invaded by a bobcat one time. They left the screen door open, and the bobcat came in. We had to call DNR to get it, that kind of thing. But so bobcats not really dangerous. There are people in this state that claim we have mountain lions. The DNR adamantly refuses to say that we have mountain lions here. They used to be here. We used to have them. They got hunted out. I don't have a belief in that one way or the other. If they're here, I've never seen them. I've never heard them. I've never seen tracks. I used to be a tracker. Like I used to spend time practicing tracking in the woods with animals and humans. Never seen tracks. Have never seen evidence that they're here. But there are a lot of people in rural areas of the state who definitely believe that there are bobcats or that there are mountain lions. We do have boar in a few southern counties. They introduced boar here, like Russian black boar, in the 70s as just another game that we could hunt. And thankfully, unlike a lot of other states that made that mistake, they have not thrived here. Part of that is due to poaching. In the areas that they put the black boar, there's like 50 people per square mile or something like that. Like an insanely small amount of people live in that area, and they do not want the black boars there, so they will, treat them as pests. But I suppose black boar could be dangerous. I mean, they are aggressive animals, but there's not enough people really there to worry about. So the real answer, if you're really wanting to know what's dangerous here, there's two snakes. We have eastern diamondback rattlesnakes, and we have copperheads. I'm 46 years old. I've spent the majority of my life in the woods. Like, not the majority of my life, but I spent a lot of my life in the woods, and I've never surprise encountered a rattlesnake. They do exist here, and I have encountered rattlesnakes, but I've never encountered one by surprise, meaning I've never accidentally stepped on a rattlesnake. I've never seen one in anybody's house or car. They've never been out in the streets. They're just not prevalent. I've never almost stepped on one on a path while hiking, whatever. The only times I've encountered rattlesnakes in the wild is when I've been specifically hunting rattlesnakes in the wild. I've gone out with friends to go rattlesnake hunting, not killing them, just going to see rattlesnakes. Or I had a friend who used to capture rattlesnakes for venom, and I would go out with him, and he would capture rattlesnakes for their venom because they use the venom to make anti-venom. So there are rattlesnakes. I don't think they're a threat. Copperheads, on the other hand, I see copperheads a lot. I'm a fisherman, or I was. For a large majority of my life, I spent a lot of time fishing. Copperheads love being near the water. And so I would see copperheads all the time. I don't know that I've ever seen them just in somebody's yard, or you're not going to wake up with them in your shoes. I've never heard of that happening. Yeah, I just don't think there's really not any dangerous animals here. The deer are the thing you have to be the most cautious of. They are everywhere, and they will jump out in front of you, surprise, and next thing you know, you're in a car wreck. Even I could confidently just walk into the bush in the southern half of the state where there's the next closest person is 3 miles away, and I would have no fear of encountering any wild animals that would do me any harm. They're just not here. I guess we do have I think we do have black widow spiders in some parts, but again, I'm pretty sure they're not that dangerous of spiders. And that's about it. That's all I know of. If there are other dangerous animals here, I haven't been privy to them. I mean, dangerous as in there's raccoons, and they can carry, lots of illnesses, and they can become rabid. That can be dangerous to your pets. We do have coyote here. They're dangerous to your livestock, but not really humans. Eagles? I mean, are eagles? Eagles might be, if you have a small puppy, hawks and eagles. I mean, those types of things, but this isn't Australia. We're not swarming with things that'll kill you every time you step outside. Ticks. Are ticks dangerous animals? They do carry Lyme disease, and people get it. I know people who have had Lyme disease. Don't know. What about where you guys live? Especially in the United States. Are there I literally don't know that I've known anybody who has been, other than deer strikes on cars, anybody who's been injured by a wild animal here. Unless they were shot a deer and the deer kicked them because it wasn't dead yet, or whatever. Stuff like that happens. But I don't know of anybody who's been attacked by a wild animal in West Virginia. I'm sure there have been, but I'm not. I don't know. Skunk, we have skunk. Whatever. You get it. You get the point. It was a good topic, though. So, there you go. West Virginia is pretty safe, despite its immense ruralness. Okay. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you, Chris, for the question. If you got more questions, put them in the comments. Ideas, thoughts, whatever. Music you want me to listen to. books you want me to read, tell me down below. Hit the thumbs up button. Doesn't matter if you like the video, just hit it. And subscribe so we can keep the positive trend. Thank you. I will see you tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 12 tough truths that help you grow. And this is number 12. Everything is going to be all right. Maybe not today, but eventually. There will be times when it seems like everything that could possibly go wrong does. And you might feel like you will be stuck in this rut forever, but you won't. Sometimes it's just a matter of us staying positive as possible until the sunshine breaks through the clouds again. Yeah, that got me through boot camp, honestly. Like, knowing that there's only boot camp is a certain amount of time, that mindset is what pulled me through. Like, what are they going to do? They can't force us to do this nonsense forever. Just think of things that way. Think of it in small chunks of time. Yeah, this week might suck, but it won't suck next week.